There's a barbershop pole spinning round and round down on Main. Everybody knows everybody, everybody waves. Got one cop car for 2 stoplights, high school football Friday nights, and that hometown crowd goes crazy for the team. Everybody knows a little town like this, where you can see the stars when they come out. Everybody's been out there in the sticks. Watch that home move when it goes down. And if you wanna find out what country is, you'll find it in a town like this. There's a 2-lane road that winds and winds for miles and miles. It's got buckshot holes on all of those dirt road stop signs. A handshake still means what it should. And we believe in doing good and helping folks when we can. Everybody knows a little town like this, where you can see the stars when they come out. Everybody's been out there in the sticks. Watch that old moon when it goes down. And if you wanna find out what country is, find it in a town like this. Find it in a town like this. East of Tennessee. Ooh. That's where you can find me, and picking that guitar all night. Woo! A little town like this, where you can see the stars when they come out. Everybody's been out there in the sticks. Watch that old moon when it comes down. And if you wanna find out what country is, find it in a town, know what country it is. Find it in a town like this. Ooh! That was it right there.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
Like, honest opinion, how did I sound in that? Like, from everybody else? Like,
bro, I thought you pulled it together pretty good for like a freestyle.
Okay, so like,
honest opinion? No, just kidding.
No, seriously, like, I've always questioned my voice and shit like that. And
no,
like,
I think
you know, I'm hammered as fuck, but like,
no, obviously, look, bro, the voice could have been better, but I think the freestyle, like you coming up with the words. That was something.
And I
was like, is this part of the song? I don't know.
Right. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm really good at like freestyle and everything like that. But
yeah, I thought you guys were like on one song. Honestly.
Yeah,
so.
It was one song.
It was the.
I just added to it. I added to his song, and then he kept going with this.
I should have went with the bridge, but I was trying to cut it off at the bridge. But then he just kept going. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, it just that worked.
It just flowed.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
That was good.
I can't wait to get that footage. That was what I was thinking.
Property of T-Town Media.
It's on Patreon. It's no
music.
I'm gonna sound like a dying horse, but
dying horse.
How long you been singing?
Man, to be totally honest, I never thought I could sing really good until I was about 13 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's seems pretty early to me. I don't know.
It's pretty early, but at the same time, like, you're listening to music throughout your childhood, and you're like, you know, you never really think about singing or I played guitar. That was the thing. I asked my mom for my first guitar when I was 5 years old. I seen it was an Esteban guitar. You ever heard of Esteban guitar?
No.
So it was a commercial on TV. His name's Esteban. He's like a famous guitar player, and he come out with his own guitar. So he made a commercial. It's like an infomercial almost. You know what I mean? Like the jewelry stuff and shit like that. But guitar version, you know. And so I was like, Mom, I want that guitar. And I honestly thought that she was. I didn't think she was going to buy it for me. It was off of a commercial. You know, who buys stuff off commercial? And
yeah, true.
No, seriously. I was like, yeah, I want the guitar for Christmas. That's what I want. It was like a couple weeks before Christmas.
Call them up. Well, that's $19.95
I was dialing a number and shit. I was like, here you go.
1-800.
No. Seriously, though, that's all I said was like, I would like to have that guitar for Christmas. And she bought it, and I got it like Christmas. So about 5 or 6 years old, I started playing guitar, and my first song that I ever learned on guitar was "Enter the Sandman" by Metallica.
Oh yeah.
I was a rocker, dude. I like to play some rock music, but what was the original question?
How long you been playing music?
So I never thought about singing. I always thought about playing. I was always trying to play everything I heard on the radio. I wasn't that kid that like took lessons. I never took lessons for anything. Never sang lessons. Never guitar lessons. And I just kind of taught myself. And anything that was on the radio or that was playing, I could play. I just played it. And one day, awesome. You know what was crazy? It was Red Hot Chili Peppers. I remember the exact moment that I knew that I could sing something.
What song was it?
I can't tell you the exact song, but I remember listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was singing along with it. But what's crazy is I don't ever remember singing along to a song before that moment. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember. I don't remember it. Like, it's like I'm sitting there, and I was on the computer at my buddy Robbie's house, and I was listening to this song. I had my guitar in my hand. I was just playing along with songs that came on the radio, and all of a sudden, I said, well, I'm going to sing this song because I like it. And I sang the song, and the pitch matched, like, absolutely perfect. And that's when I realized that, like, man, I can sing a little bit. Like, I can make this sound good, you know? So from that moment on, I just started singing and playing. And that's, like I said, I was about 13 years old. And
how old are you now?
30.
I was going to say, I thought,
I
turned. How's it feel to be 30?
He gave you the benefit of the doubt. He said 26.
Hey,
so
when I turned, I turned 30 in July. July. You did too? You turned 30?
No.
Your birthday is July.
My birthday is July 16th.
No, I turned 30 in July. I never felt older, to be honest. 30 is like a turning point in your life where you're like, man, 30, dude.
I'm 25, and I'm thinking when that 26 happens, that's over the hill of the 20s. I might...
No, 26... Hey, I got a funny story about 26. 26 is when I started to really feel old. Like my body, though.
I
didn't feel old mentally.
I don't want that.
No, I started, like, getting... That 26 is about when I started to feel, like, horrible back pain and, like things that you, like... You're like, man, like, is something wrong with me, or am I just getting old? You think that. You seriously think that.
Did you do any kind of blue-collar work, any manual labor?
All my life I've done
kind of onset that, maybe?
My dad owns a custom cabinetry business, and I've lifted 4x8 sheets of plywood over my head all my life, cutting them up on the table saw and doing all that stuff. Cutting wood. We used to heat our house with wood in the winter, so I go out in the woods every single year, and we cut about 14 cords of wood to heat the house with for the winter.
Wood stove.
Wood stove.
You can't beat the wood stove.
You can't beat wood stove. It's free heat.
It's central heat.
If you don't mind doing the work, it's free heat.
Wood stove is just the heat that comes off a wood stove. You just can't beat it.
And the sound.
The smell.
The sound
and the smell. Yeah.
It's the going out in the cold and chopping wood that's not a fun.
That's the shitty part. And as I got older, I kind of got to the point where I was like, I feel like I was more hardworking when I was younger because my dad was just kicking ass, working together, and like I did whatever my dad said. And as I got older and more away from my dad and my mom, I feel like I got lazier. But now I'm starting to like tone back into that hardworking self. But Corey knows actually about the heat, because when I moved out of my parents' house, I moved into a house that was also wood heated. And he moved in probably a year and a half after I started living in there, and that house was heated with wood too. So he used to help me go out and get wood, and we had a lot of nights where we were too hungover to like go out and get wood. And we didn't prepare good enough the weeks before.
You got a little chili in there.
It got no, it didn't get chilly because even though we were really hungover, we didn't go out and get wood the night before. We went out at the time that we were chilly to go cut wood.
It's too late by then.
and start the fire and get the house warm. But that was
I'm telling you just can't beat wood stove.
no wood. I think wood heat. I think everybody should have wood heat. It teaches you a lot of things.
I live in an apartment. I don't know. I can't.
Well, hey, I live in this house now, so like,
Yeah.
I don't have wood heat, obviously, but I still work my fucking ass off, and I think working your ass off. I think having wood heat. I bet you one thing: anybody who's ever grew up having to heat their house with wood is a successful, hardworking motherfucker, and that's
Agreed.
just
Yeah.
that just comes with the you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Like if nobody's experienced having a wood stove or shit like that,
A lot of people don't get to experience that, and I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people nowadays.
Honestly, and
They don't get to experience hard work, and they don't know what hard work is.
and the work part too, but it's just the fact of like how comforting it is, and like promising, and the noise and the smell. You're right. I think you brought up the smell? Just the smell.
The smell and the crackle, like when you walk into a house that heats.
You just walk in there and you're like,
let
me take a little nap. Let me take a little nap. This is a wood stove. Let me take a nap.
Yeah.
Let me take a little wrap around.
No, seriously, like it's a cool thing. Man. I think more people should experience that, and I think that's the big disconnect between society nowadays versus how it used to be, because a lot more people used to burn wood, and like, so I'm not saying that's the big disconnect, but like,
That's
that's the missing puzzle piece.
Everybody needs a fireplace. What's wrong with that?
No, I think that definitely helps, and I think that like growing up having something to do and like something to be working your ass off for, and like look. You're gonna freeze you're gonna die if you don't heat this house and bust your ass and get wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
So what we should do is go and rip out everybody's furnace
out-
and make them suffer and work for that
I
heat.
think they should make furnaces illegal, and it should be wood heat.
And let's sell the copper from it too while we're at it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be that solve all the problems.
Yeah.
Is what it would do.
One of my biggest questions.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't even know how we met. Like, we've been friends on. I know
we've been friends on TikTok Snapchat for a minute.
Years.
Yeah. And I always was like, I'd watch this guy's story and I'd be like, yo, that dude, that's like, man, we're like, that's my spirit animal.
Yeah.
That's my dude right there. I don't even know him. But all of a sudden,
You even have
like,
the same name.
we have the same name.
Is this my brother?
Yeah.
Austin Square.
Oh yeah, we didn't like introduce you at all. Who are you? What are you? What do you
my
do?
name is Austin Wenger. I'm a professional idiot and a country music artist at the same time. So I grew up doing like funny ass videos. I was always like a funny video guy. I was really big on Vine. For anybody that knows Vine and like who follow Vine, you might recognize me. You might recognize the name, something like that. I had almost 1 million followers on Vine. Was pretty big on there for doing dumb shit. I never really did much music stuff. I just really did dumb shit.
That's back when Vine was cool. Like, Vine turned into TikTok, and now you can't post like anything.
Well, Vine's gone now. Totally.
Yeah,
but like when it was just
you
kind
can
of
post
it off.
good content on Vine now.
But the cool thing about Vine is they never once took your video off for being like
Community
aggressive or
something. Yeah.
there was never anything. That's what I loved about Vine. That's what I miss about Vine is you could post whatever you wanted to, and you never had a problem with your videos getting deleted.
Absolutely.
Like TikTok, my stuff starts to go viral, deleted. I'm like,
yeah.
I bet the problem is when money came into it. Vine probably didn't monetize it as much as TikTok
Vine
does, and that's
I
when
never
they
got paid for anything on Vine, but I did get a lot of followers from it. Like I said,
that's
almost
worth a
1 million
lot.
followers. I think it's better than money. So because it is money.
They're your customers now.
Yeah. So I gained almost 1 million followers on Vine. I did a lot of funny videos. I used to go into Walmart. It was actually a thing. So I got the hiccups. It was actually a thing. I was signed by Jukin Video and Fail Army, and they signed me, And they basically had put my videos out there for half profit. So I get 50% of it, they get 50% of it for pushing my stuff. So I go to like Walmart, and I had this thing called Challenge Mart, and you could probably look this up still if you go to YouTube. I really would wish that nobody would look that up because
you got Wi-Fi. Now
they're gonna look it up
right now.
It's kind of goofy. Insert video here. But,
watching yourself on it, like
click in the description below.
It is. Watching yourself just looks dumb as fuck.
Especially from a long time ago.
Yeah,
you're like,
those are the worst.
We go to Walmart. We go to Walmart and we would make the dumbest videos. Like we get kicked out of every Walmart we ever been to. I knocked funny story. My buddy Saxton Gagliardo. I don't know if you know who he is or not. Corey probably knows who he is. Y'all don't, but he's. I haven't talked to him in years now, but we used to make vines together, and we were both signed by Jukin, and we would go into Walmart. And we would make these videos, and we just do the crazy shit. It was called Challenge Mart, is what we called it. And we'd go in there and we'd challenge each other to certain challenges, and we'd have to do them. So, like just for total example, like he challenged me one time to ask a woman to marry me, like a random woman in the store. So, like an actual, like bro, I got on my hands and knees, and I sung her a song. And
that's the way to do it.
No, he was.
He's like,
we would record each other.
We
record each other, and I sung her a song and asked her to marry me. Obviously, she didn't.
And she's downstairs right now.
She's actually down there. Right, yeah, she lives with me now. We have kids. But no, I did. I asked her to marry me, and it made a funny video, and then we had this other one called the butt plunger.
Do tell.
Yeah. So we were in the middle of an aisle full of people. We always went to the aisles full of people because we didn't, it was content. So that was the funniest shit. So we're in this aisle. We would set the phones up in the shelves, and my brother got down on his hands and knees. My cousin Tyler took a plunger from another aisle, and was acting like he was trying to get. He was plunging a turd out of his ass. Is what he was doing. And he was like, my brother was like making all these noises as he's going like you can easily find this video on YouTube. And like he's plunging this turd out of his ass. And all these people in the aisle are like, what the fuck is going on? Actually, what is going on? So that was pretty funny. That was a funny one.
Don't worry, these aren't things I'm cutting out. Now these are
right.
Funny moment. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we just did some funny videos, scare cams. We did a lot of scare cams. I was actually the one that came up with faint cam. I don't know if you ever heard of faint cam, where people act like they pass out. I came up with that. I was the first man to come up with a faint cam.
There was a woman though, before.
Seriously, I was the first one ever to create faint cam, and that's what got a lot of my popularity. Was I would go into Walmart. Walmart was my favorite place. I go to Walmart.
They got everything.
You can't do it. They got fucking everything.
Butt plugs, everything.
Butt plugs. So I'd go in there and I'd act like I passed out. Just randomly. I'd never fall in the mouth, but I'm like
silly salmon.
Yeah, never silly salmon it. Never go full retard. Yeah. But I would.
Humans.
I would go in the middle of an aisle full of people, and I'd be pushing my cart and just whap and just make myself pass out. Not make myself.
Did you ever whack your face on the ground too hard, mess yourself up?
Do it for the vine. That's what I'm saying.
Do it for the vine. That's what. Yeah.
Do it for the vine.
I don't think I'd be able to commit that well.
Do it for the fucking vine. So I'd pretend like I passed out, and people would call the cops, and they'd say all kinds of crazy. They'd be, oh my god, and yeah, there's a lot of videos out there with me pretending like I passed out, and it was really funny. I'm the one that created that, and that's my claim to fame.
There you go. That's your 15 minutes right there.
Hey, faint cam. So
out of curiosity, how did you come across Taylor? Because I'm a huge fan of Taylor, and just out of curiosity.
We met. I was playing at a bar downtown. I think this is how we met. Me and Taylor talk about it all the time. We still don't know exactly how we met.
Kind of like us, though. Honestly,
yeah,
I don't know how we came about. I'm not close.
I was playing at a bar downtown. I want to say it was Rippy's. Rippy's downtown. And we met. I want to say we met. I was playing a set, and he was in there. I didn't know who he was before we met. Yeah. And we met, and then he told me his name, and I followed him, and he followed me, and I just all of a sudden I was like, man, I think I've heard his stuff before, and like I heard his stuff.
Oh,
before.
absolutely.
But I realized who he was, and I said, I think I know who the fuck he is. But I never, I never hung out with him much. We met each other then, and we never really talked again until he had a 4-wheeler that needed some work done, and I'm a big guy on like do it yourself.
Small,
like I can fix anything.
Mm-hmm.
I own a remodeling business. Like I can fix anything, engines, whatever it is. So he was like he posted on his Snapchat that he needed some help fixing his quad. So I said, yo, dude, like bring it over and I'll fix it up.
Just kind of headed off from there.
Yeah, so like he ended up bringing his quad to me, and
that's actually a really cool story.
Yeah, from there, I fixed his shit and got it going good, and from there it was we've been pretty good friends ever since. So like I could say that he's honestly like one of the realest. He's one of the realest dudes in country music, man. Like all these guys like sing about things that like they don't actually do.
Exactly.
Like fake, Taylor's one of the realest dudes in country music.
Absolutely.
Underrated for sure.
Very
underrated.
Very.
And
it blows my mind how many people I'm like, Taylor Holbrook. Who is that? And I'm like, are you shitting me?
Yeah, no.
Like, have you not? Like his music is awesome.
Definitely.
His music it's what I do. It's what we do. It's
it's what we do.
It really is.
And hopefully, we got a song. Maybe coming out. I don't know if he doesn't release it, I'm going to release it. I don't know if he's going to release it. He's talking about releasing it, but we did a cover of Muscadine Bloodline.
Really?
Porch Swing Angel. I don't know if
yeah, that's a good song.
So we both love that song a lot, and Taylor used to live with those boys. He knows them boys personally.
Really?
Yeah, he used to, like I said, an apartment together or something with Luke Combs. It was him, Luke Combs, and the boys from Porch Swing Angel and Ray Fulcher, I think.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Now
I recognize them.
then. Like, they were just boys. So before all that shit, popped off and blah blah, they were living together and doing a thing here in Nashville, and we just decided, I was like, man, that's a really one of my favorite songs. It's one of his favorite songs, and we were like, man, I think we could nail that together because Taylor's got that. He's got that higher pitch, like harmonizing voice. Yeah, back roads, nowhere to be. Yeah, so like
driving slow.
Exactly. So he's got that like mine and his voice like.
His is a lot higher though, for sure.
No, definitely it's higher, but like the same thing with Muscadine Bloodline. Those boys,
exactly.
One of them is like me, the other one is like him. Is the higher, they match perfectly.
Yes, absolutely.
So we created, and maybe I'll send a clip or something for y'all to post.
Maybe
this podcast where you could hear kind of a clip of the song.
That'd be cool.
A clip of the song we're doing.
Yeah,
but we already had it recorded. My buddy Alejandro, he's one of the most.
Is that the one that's in Backwoods with you?
No. I'm in Backwoods by myself, but Alejandro is he's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated producers in this town, and an absolute monster in producing it. He doesn't even know it. Like he doesn't give himself enough credit, man. He's like he's killing. He's fucking killing it, dude. He's an amazing videographer.
But
I wish
himself is kind of.
He lives 20 minutes down the road. I should have had him come do the podcast.
Hey, we'll come back. We'll come back.
Amount of people that
would
be interesting.
Seriously,
on
come
here.
back because I'll have some people on. But no, Alejandro, man, I'd love to give him some credit, dude. He's an absolutely fucking amazing producer, videographer, and he's done some of Taylor's stuff.
Taylor Swift stuff.
No, Taylor Swift.
I was like, really? Let's
funny
go.
Story about Taylor Swift later, but
Okay.
How funny are we talking?
Has she been here before?
No.
Oh,
Before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was the question we asked on the other podcast. Who are the biggest names that we might have heard of that you have personally laid eyes on?
Man, honestly, the biggest name that I have laid eyes on, that I actually have her number, that I could call on at any moment and she would have my back is Dolly Parton.
Whoa!
No way!
Dolly Parton.
Can we? Let's get Dolly Parton on. That would be awesome.
Next time Dolly's
that would be awesome.
No, actually, a funny story, and I don't know if I should say this or like maybe we should cut this out.
We'll find out after.
We'll see. But I actually butt dialed her one time because I record with her producer. So like her producer records my stuff, right? So like I butt dialed her one time and she like blah blah, she heard my butt dial, right? So she calls me back and she goes, "Hey, I think you butt dialed me." And I was like, "Yeah." And she got really hardcore Southern accent.
Yeah.
She goes, "I think you butt dialed me." And I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I was at the studio recording." I said, I'm sorry. She goes, "No, it's okay. How about I hang up and then I titty dial you?" She goes, "How about I hang up and I titty dial you, and then you can hang up and then dick dial me?" Bro, she's really cool. She's really cool. Bro.
Awesome.
But,
how did you meet her? Just because you're the producer?
It's producer. Yeah, same producer.
That's crazy. That's a big name.
That is.
That's huge.
You know, we don't live very far from Branson, where there's that
Dixie Stampede.
Yeah,
that's like her thing.
Dixie Stampede. Oh yeah, I guess it's Dolly Parton Stampede now.
But I know
is it Dolly?
Yeah, they changed the name.
I'm pretty sure it's Dolly Parton Stampede.
We used to.
No, and this was really cool of her. She didn't have to do this for anybody, and I passed up on a lot of opportunities since I've been in Nashville. Long story short, I had a really bad fit of like anxiety, horrible, like crippling anxiety. So like to the point where sometimes I couldn't leave my house. So that's a story for another time too. But I had horrible anxiety, so I couldn't take on the opportunities that I was given, and I was given so much opportunity when I first came here. I went with Kent Wells. He's my who recorded a couple of Backwoods in Littletown. He's
Littletown is,
and he's Dolly Parton's producer. So
it's the soul.
It's the soul.
Fire, bro.
So I recorded. I actually wrote Littletown with Jace Hine, who is one of Luke Coombs' songwriters.
Really?
So he's written a couple songs for Luke. He's a hell of a writer, and we wrote that song together. And it was probably 6 years ago we wrote that song. But I can't remember what we were just talking about. Dolly, maybe. She's a hell of a person.
Yeah.
She has a studio downtown Nashville. Not a studio, but like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Where she practices. It's a big stage. Basically, what it is, it's like a big ass stage where she practices.
Big ass.
I mean, seriously, like her band goes up there and they practice for shows and stuff. Well, she was nice enough to extend an invite for me to use her warehouse.
Oh, awesome!
Stage on it to put my they call it a showcase. So like when I'm trying to like get signed by Sony or Warner or anybody, she was nice enough to say, "Hey, you can come use my warehouse. I'll give you the key to my warehouse to use it as a showcase." So I could sit up on the stage and invite Kent Wells. He was going to be a big help in that. Invite Warner, Sony, and UMG. Invite them boys in here for like a little showcase. Have some hors d'oeuvres and like think.
And then you just play.
And I just play. I play 4 or 5 songs and see if anybody's interested in offering me a deal.
Yeah,
that's what the thing was. And I had quite a few people offering me a deal, and I didn't take any of them because I was so set on for one, I had the anxiety going on at the time, and I still deal with it here and there. But I had it so bad then I could not go on stage and play. The second I went on stage and played in front of people, I would have a full on panic attack. And
I would for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so like that was, and I'm sure that's a thing that a lot of artists deal with and stuff like that. With it's, like I said, another story for another time. But I couldn't do it, and I couldn't sign anything, and I'm actually glad that I didn't sign anything because I'm trying to do the independent artist type of thing right now. And Taylor's been a huge help in that, and he's been kind of guiding me along and telling me what to do. And
I was say he's on his own.
Taylor's not signed, and I don't think he'll ever sign, and he'll never sign.
get over how underrated he is.
Dude, he's insanely underrated, and I think he's
honestly, you too though. Like,
but hey, Taylor did crest last year. He crested 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which is
awesome.
Fucking insane, dude. Like
I think I saw it on the Snapchat.
That's absolutely insane. Like that's monster numbers.
Yeah,
but
it just amazes me how many people. It's like you see Wetzel and Luke Bryan and all this. I'm like,
yeah, but these
Taylor
boys,
and they're like, who is that?
Who the fuck
I'm
is
like,
that?
are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
But hey, all these boys were given something. Like all these boys were like
to each their own.
All these boys were given a deal and pushed by labels, which is
fuck that.
That's what it is. But Taylor and just like it's not just Taylor. It's a lot of people who are
Ryan Upchurch,
independent artists who pushed themselves and got themselves the following. And deserve every bit of everything they've ever got. Like they deserve more than what they got. Like they're being like suppressed by
is there
the
man.
man.
Tea in there? Yeah.
Tea?
No. Damn.
You want some tea?
Those are empties.
Did you
Oh,
did you like? I know you said you realized that you could sing when you were about 13, but what is it that made you think that was going to be a career for you? And
I never thought it was a career. I still don't know if it's going to be a career.
Yeah,
like, I never once thought it was going to be a career. I just thought to myself, man, I can sing. Yeah. Do you want a break? You want like a little break?
I'm about to piss my britches.
It's all right. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, we can keep
going.
going.
We good.
My stuff might die.
I just got to pop my cock out in the toilet and water the toilet.
And you ever? I know this is something people ask. Like that's a kind of a cliche interview question, but are there any kinds of musicians that you would ever think of as something you might model your music after, or somebody that you think of as an inspiration for music?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, man, I can't. If you ask me who my favorite artist was right now, I could never tell you.
Oh, I just Chris
got
Stapleton,
so many,
hands down. I love him.
I mean, I couldn't even. I've got so many favorite artists. Like I couldn't tell you who my favorite artist is or who influences me. But I would say, like, a lot of the pop country guys influence me. To be honest,
really?
Like, I'm a huge old school country fan, like Hank Jr., all them boys really have a huge influence in what I sing and how I think and what I've always listened to. You know, my dad was an old school country music fan, so I listened to all that stuff all my life. But I have no major influences. The only major influences I have nowadays are the ones who are producing, like hits. Like the ones who are producing followers and hits. That's the only thing I'm interested in nowadays is writing hit songs that go with the times. Like obviously the old school stuff's great. Mm-hmm. I love old school country music and what they would call actual country music. I love that stuff, and that's one of my favorite types of music. But I'm also into whatever I can do to get on top.
Oh yeah.
So whatever, but I enjoy it too. I'm not just doing it to get on top. I'm not just doing it for followers or for like money or anything. I actually enjoy creating music that other people like and want to listen to it. And I love country. I love pop country music. A lot of people will tell you that pop country music is bullshit and that they don't like it and blah blah blah. Everybody likes their own thing. But I like it all. I like all music, and I think all music is a great display of just like the artist in you. Like if you can write a song and create something that everybody loves and listens to, or like even if just some people love and listen to it, everybody's not gonna like it, but
yeah,
as long as you like it and the people who do listen to it like it, I mean that's all that matters to me. I don't care if I got 1 million listeners or one.
Yeah, there's enough people on the face of the earth that like whatever style you got or whatever, there will be
for everybody. There's something for everybody. I mean, like I said, pop country to me is awesome. I love pop country. I got a buddy. His name's Nick Smith. He's actually my business partner in the remodeling company. But he's doing something now that I don't know if I should say this or not, but he's coming out with this thing called the New South.
Okay.
And the New South is he's calling it's a new genre. He's trying to create a totally different genre of country music that he wants to call the New South. And I think it's cool as fuck. I think he's doing something different. I think that he's gonna really succeed if he pushes it hard enough. and he's getting a lot of interest in it. And it's basically, man, if I had to make a comparison, it's like it's gonna sound crazy, but it's like a mixture between like Morgan Wallen, Hardy, and Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Bro,
I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, you gotta hear it. Before you say, whoa, wait a minute. You gotta hear it.
Sounds interesting.
He's doing some cool things. We're doing some cool things. I actually mentioned New South. If you go to my new song, Down Here, who I did with my producer, Alejandro, he actually put a Spanish verse in that song.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about then. Yeah,
Near the end of the song, he put a Spanish verse in the song.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And we mentioned New South in the song, and that's what we were referring to. Nobody would ever know what that meant. But when I'm hoping that he comes out with the New South genre, and he just rolls with it and rocks with it, and then it'll start clicking in people's heads like that's what he was talking about, like New South. Just some really, really, like the most poppy country music you'd ever think of is the New South. I don't know, it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's a really cool thing.
So where can we like find some of the music you've put it? Do you put it on YouTube or
Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora.
I listen to him all the fucking time.
Oh, really?
I listen to him all the time.
I'm on 150 different platforms.
Really?
How'd you do that?
Say
Individually, or do you have so like with our podcast we use like a hosting service, Anchor, and they distribute it onto tons of different podcast platforms. TuneCore. Is it a similar like an RSS feed type of thing? I
use TuneCore. TuneCore is my favorite distributing platform. They charge me $10 a song, or you can pay like $60 per year for like an unlimited amount of releases. Mm-hmm. But $10 a song is what I normally do per year. It's a distributing platform. Taylor uses the same one. I'm learning from him, and I appreciate like the opportunity that he's just kind of been coaching me and teaching.
You'd consider him like a mentor for the
mentor, yeah. Like a lot of people don't have that. They're just kind of figuring out, and he figured out on his own. So I went to him, and he's kind of showing me what to do and how to release stuff. And he was the only, he's the reason that I use TuneCore. He's the one who made me like understand how to put my own song out there. So, like I said, I got a lot of love towards him, and he's killing it.
It sounds like you value a lot of like the personal connection between people in music. It sounds like
anything. I'm personal connection. Anything. Like I said,
being authentic.
Authentic as hell.
Authentic is.
This guy here, like I said, man, I'm really big on Snapchat. I do my Snapchat thing, and I always, like I said, I always watched his videos and stuff, and I was like, yo, man, if we ever met, we'd be like, it's like,
and here we are.
Yeah, you matched up.
We met for the first time last night. Me and this guy. We have the same name. We both have followers and stuff.
Attitude, everything.
Yeah, it's
Jack and Coats.
Jack and Coats. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. No, man, he's a cool ass dude, and I think, like I said, I always thought to myself, if we ever met, we'd hit it off. And we did.
That's awesome.
We all did. We all hit it. Well, y'all didn't come out last night.
No, we didn't. I went to bed.
But hey, they're the responsible ones. You gotta have the responsible friends who try to keep you.
Yeah, we can't all be crazy.
We can't all be fucking wild. You gotta have the responsible.
Yeah, we came here to do this.
Yeah.
Exactly. He came here to get fucked up.
Yeah. True.
100%.
Hey, there's a time and place for it, for sure. Yeah, and you gotta do it. Otherwise, what's the point of life if you're not having a good time?
Exactly.
It's not all,
like earlier we were talking about how I accidentally did crack.
On the school bus, right?
I accidentally smoked crack on the school bus, which is something that nobody knows. I mean, even my best friends don't know that I smoked crack on accident.
If Dolly Parton sees it, she gonna be disappointed in you?
Oh yeah. Well, how can you be disappointed if you accidentally smoked crack?
I don't know.
How do you accidentally smoke crack? Let's
tell us about that.
Let the viewers know how that happens.
So, like, look, I would get it if like I purposely smoked crack. You could be like, "Yo, dude, it ain't cool."
Pass me the lime.
Yeah, pass me that bulb. But no, I accidentally smoked crack. I was on a school bus We used to. I was probably, man. If I had to guess, I think I was in 5th grade or something, 6th grade. Sounds fucked up. Let me explain. So we were on the school bus, and we used to smoke weed on the school bus. I was a big weed guy.
5th grade,
5th or 6th grade, yeah, something like that. I was in middle school, is what it was. I can remember exactly now. It was middle school, so 6th through 8th grade.
Got it.
One of those grades. We used to smoke weed on the school bus, and I would, we'd open the window, and we'd go all the way back of the school bus, and we'd toke on some weed. And we just hang the joint out the window. People going by, fucking seeing some kid with a joint in the window, like, what, calling the cops and shit. So, one day I went in and just like normal, every morning we'd have a couple puffs of some weed. So he goes, smoke this bowl. I said, okay, just like normal. And it tasted like fucking lima beans and egg ibuprofen. It was the weirdest taste, bro. It was the weirdest taste. If I had to put like a marker on the taste, I don't even know how to explain the taste. Like you
microwaved a plate of mustard for like 10 minutes or
mustard and biscuits. No, seriously, I'm trying to think about it in my head, like the
taste,
the taste of it, because the smell. I don't even remember smelling it, but I remember tasting it.
How did you feel after doing that?
Well,
betrayed? How did it even end up?
Like bro, it was like burnt. He's done meth. It was like it was like burnt mothballs, dude.
Yeah.
It's low. Hey, no joke. That's an exact replica.
That's the only way you can describe
look. If you were to take mothballs and crush them up and smoke them,
bitches.
I haven't seen a mothball in probably 10 years.
You ever smoked one?
So, like, look,
it tastes just like a mothball smells.
If you were to smoke a fucking meth ball,
you smoke a fucking mothball.
If you were, that's how it would taste. Seriously, it was fucked up. So, look, anybody who's done crack knows what I'm talking about. But
they're all being like,
crack, smoke crack. So look, I was on the school bus. I smoked crack on accident.
Yeah.
He handed me this fucking shit full of crack. I smoked it.
Handed me this shit full of crack. And
I was like, yo, this tastes fucked up. What was that? It was not weed. I can tell that it was not weed. And he goes, oh, it was crack. And I was like, bro, I'm fucking in middle school. This guy's a senior in high school.
How did he have crack?
That's what I'm saying.
I've never seen crack. I don't even know.
Bro, I've never seen crack until I smoked it. Crack. So look, I was sitting there like, what? You just made me smoke crack? And he's like laughing about it like it was a joke. Like, I got you. You smoke crack.
That's a problem.
Joke's on you. You smoke crack.
Now you're addicted. You're going to die at school today.
You just ate mothballs.
Yo, dude, I was like, what the fuck? So I went to school, and long story short, I went to school, and I'm sitting there and like trying to function like normal. And I just one hit of crack. One hit of crack, and I was totally out of it. Like I bet. And I wouldn't explain it.
It's like 45 mothballs.
At one point, I thought I was okay, and at one point, I thought like this is kind of cool. This is all right. And then at another point, like I have anxiety, so like at another point, I'm like, man, I'm dying.
I would have done that from the get-go.
I'm in this classroom and I'm dying right now. I'm gonna die. So I'm reading my books upside down, and it's a bad thing. I'm standing on top of desks. It's a bad thing. Trying to fight people. So I called my mom and I said, "Mom, you need to come get me. I smoked crack." And she goes, she's like, "What the? What do you?" No, she like I play with my mom all the time. Like I just make jokes. She knows that I'm a jokey type person. I told her I smoked crack, and she just was like, "All right, I'll be there in a minute." Like totally no, blah blah. So like she thought I was just playing bullshit. I just wanted to go home.
I smoked 35 mothballs. You need to pick me up.
Like I smoked crack on the school bus this morning, and it ain't cool. Don't do it. So I smoked crack. My mom came and picked me up. She was really mad at me. And I kind of thought I was a drug addict.
He's like, I'm addicted now.
I kind of thought I was addicted to drugs for the next year. I come home with my eyes were red. I was always a really tired.
Would you do smoke some crack?
That was exactly it. Like I was 16 years old and I'd be drinking. You know, she doesn't give a fuck about drinking, but I'd come home, my eyes were bloodshot, mostly because I was smoking weed and she didn't know, but. She thought I was on crack. So she's like, "You smoking that crack again?" It was a bad thing for like a couple years.
Bad batch, sorry.
Hey, I swear on my life, I smoked crack one time, and it was on accident. I never wanted to touch it again ever. So I just can't relate with people who smoke crack.
You say you can't. Right here.
You're more like than you think.
Look, dude. If you smoke crack, I can't do it.
What's crazy to me is like crack is cocaine. Crack cocaine.
It's the same thing.
But it's cocaine, but it only becomes crack when you smoke it.
When you smoke it.
Yeah.
Freebase.
Cocaine. I do not.
I do not. Freebase cocaine. Unless, we're on a school bus in the morning. somebody hands me a bowl full of weed that's actually crack.
Do you think that was that kind of... Me and Cody were talking about this yesterday. Do you think that was the kind of thing where you were a kid and you thought you were getting away with it, but the school bus driver absolutely probably knew what was going on? Maybe not the crack part, but the weed part.
I definitely didn't think we were smoking crack, but I would definitely suspect that, like, how could you smoke weed on a bus every morning?
And they got that big-ass mirror that they're looking at.
Yeah, they're like, where's it?
And that's a distinct smell. I'm sure they do.
Bro, middle of winter, we're the only one with our windows. Like, everybody's like, I'm cold, roll it up. And I'm like, we're smoking crack, man.
You're back there laughing.
They always
coughing.
Only bus windows that you can't roll them bitches. You gotta have two hands.
Yeah, and they never actually closed right. There's always a little gap.
It's not sneaky. It's like...
Funny story, though. When Napoleon Dynamite came out, I think that was about the time where I was probably 8th grade.
Maybe you are old.
I was 9th grade, maybe. When Napoleon Dynamite came, I'm 30. Yeah. But Napoleon Dynamite came out, and I got the idea. He threw he tied some fishing line to an action figure and threw it out the window, and it was just bouncing down the road. Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen that.
Yeah.
So I got the bright idea. I was like, look, I'm gonna do one better and tie a CD. You don't remember CDs? I said, look, dude, I'm gonna tie a CD to some fishing line. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna tie some fishing line to a CD and throw it out the window and see what happens and move videotape and stuff.
For the vine.
For the vine at the time.
Yeah.
So I threw it out the window, bam, and the CD. Now, what we found out real quick about CDs is they don't just bounce down the road; they catch wind.
Oh.
And they go really fast one way until they burst.
So they're spinning. I see.
No, they don't spin. They're flat like a frisbee. So when you throw them out the window, they're like, wham! Until they smack into something and they just burst into pieces. Well, we made somebody wreck behind us.
Crap!
We threw a CD. We threw a CD out the window, and this CD's going wham, wham, wham in front of this SUV, and it smacks their fucking windshield and bursts into a million pieces. And they're like, no, seriously, it smacked hard. Bam! I was surprised it didn't break the windshield. And they veered off into a mailbox, and we were like, we're like on the school bus, and we're stopping to grab kids and stuff, and there's somebody behind us who just hit a mailbox because we were a CD out.
You're like, that wasn't me.
Yeah, it was a really fun time.
And that's why you're in music now, because CD. Have you ever been the kind of person who he made a CD and you handed it out on the street? You're like, here, listen to my mixtape. Here, listen to my mixtape.
I never once. I've never cut that. I never
45 racist.
Black racism next to it.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah,
fuck. It's the
we're good. The race I hate blacks.
Anyways,
they do some of the dumbest shit.
What was the question again?
It was white people. It wasn't a real question. You see,
so what do you think about the Broadway girls?
Leave them alone.
Wasn't there a song like that?
Morgan Wall.
Yeah, we wrote it.
I wrote it actually. I actually wrote that song.
Morgan Wall, right?
So I said Chris Stapleton's my favorite country singer. What do you think about Chris Stapleton? You gonna tell me? You gonna make me cry by saying I like him a lot?
All right, look, dude. No, without getting into it,
I think he's a good songwriter.
No, bro. without getting actually into it and like saying some shit I probably shouldn't say.
Oh, I hope you're going to tell me you have some beef with Chris Stapleton.
There's
personally.
no beef. There's no drama.
That'd be cool.
I love Chris Stapleton as a person. Love his music, but unfortunately, he's like I don't know if he still is, but he's a big time.
So it's political for you.
Political. Without getting into too much politics.
I'm pretty moderate, so I get along with everybody. There's nobody's political views that makes me hate them.
I'm not gonna say that I disagree or agree with anything, but he believes in a lot of things that I don't. And that's just, he believes in a lot of things that I don't.
You're going to make this whole episode junk if you keep sneaking words in there under your breath.
Yay.
See, then I can't post any of it.
No, he believes in a lot of things that I don't, which is okay. You
the boogeyman, things like that.
Santa Claus.
Bigfoot.
You can believe in whatever you want to believe, but at the same time, I just don't agree with some of the things he believes, and that's just it's politics. That's all it is. But I love the songs he writes. I love his voice. He's a good singer.
Oh, I'm obsessed with him. I've listened to everything he's got as many times more than I can count.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is that, that's what makes a solid person is when you can. You can congratulate somebody on something they're doing, but also disagree with them at the same time without talking shit on them. You know what I mean? Like without sitting here and telling everybody he's a piece of shit.
Maybe that's why a lot of people who get in the spotlight try and shy away, try not to talk about their beliefs because it might limit their audience.
Yeah, it might limit their audience, but at the same time, it's like, bro,
it's who you are.
It's who you are. It's like what do you believe in? What do you not believe in? Like, I don't know.
See, that is true. It's like when you come out and be honest about your beliefs and everything, but like
I don't care.
We got into a pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Hot button topic on our last episode that went. If we had any actual views, would probably get us yelled at.
Yeah. I mean, this could get us yelled at. But,
no, it'll be all right. But we'll probably run into a cascade of equipment problems if we go too long.
Yeah, what do we have on the percentages?
That's our time right there. I can't view it without getting up and looking at it.
We should check. Hey, we can always cut it out. Just get up and check it out and see what it's looking like.
Breaker 19 this year's our
Breaker 19 for mic check.
Because we could have a lot of good content here. What are we looking like?
That doesn't make any sense. It still says 54%. That's
way cooler
because it was at that an hour ago.
It could be that, bro. Hey, what was it?
It was at 54%.
Mine has been on 1% for like 3 fucking hours now.
Filming those videos, they take up so much room and just kill you.
Like my phone has been on 4% for literally like.
I just feel like there's so much. Look, we're gonna have to do this again because I feel like there's so much that we could like make some good content with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We got plans to keep doing this for a long time. So,
well, like I said, this is something I always wanted to do. I've always wanted to make my own podcast and like push it myself. I just never did it.
Yeah. So far, it's pretty fun. We don't really have any like. Any kind of real following yet, so we'll see. Right now, we're just.
Well, I'll push it. Like I said, like me being on this, I wanted to make sure it was legit, and I was like, I'm gonna push it. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like pushing P. I'm pushing P, man.
You have anywhere that you want people to see your stuff the most?
Man, honestly,
Snapchat.
Snapchat's my thing.
That's interesting.
I love Snapchat, and I think that's like Snapchat's going to be a huge part of influencers soon.
Really?
Hopefully. I would say it's growing. It's growing. Snapchat
is always the way to go.
Bro, no, Snapchat before was like, it was pointless. But now they created a Spotlight, which was huge. You could put something on a Spotlight and just grow. But I'm hoping that they eventually create lives for your followers. Lives for your followers, like just like TikTok, like TikTok is great, but at the same
Snapchat.
time, Snapchat is OG. Like, come out with a live. Let me make a live video on Snapchat for everybody who follows me, and that'd be great.
It's not, like, because honestly, like, even all of us in this room know that's our main source of communication is Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat.
Bro, if I was live on
Snapchat
Snapchat, I would have like 3,500
Dude,
right now. Just
I've got Corey's number, but Snapchat a lot of the times is the main.
Snapchat.
That's the main.
I don't know why. Like, I have all my buddies' numbers, and it's just I go to Snapchat, and it's just Snapchat is
the main.
It's the cat's ass.
The benefit of Snapchat for me is I have an Android, and between Android and iPhone people, it sucks trying to send videos. Like, it's fine, Android, it's fine, iPhone. But between the two of them, it sucks. So, like, I can send pictures back and forth or videos easily with Snapchat.
That's totally intentional. I don't feel like it's
iPhone's
actually
better than Android, by the way.
See which one we're recording on right now? His died is an iPhone.
I didn't charge my phone last night.
Mine's plugged in. I think it's just the user. I'm smart enough to plug my phone in while it's recording.
Yeah, that could be.
Hey, if you're successful, you probably have an iPhone.
Well, we were half and half on this, and he's got an iPhone and I got an Android.
We're doomed. Sounds like.
I have 2 iPhones.
Yeah.
I got 2 phones.
One for
What do you want to do? Closing remarks? We'll come back. We'll definitely come back.
We'll definitely come
Yeah.
back. You're more than welcome here anytime, and like I said,
Appreciate
get
it.
some other people on, try to get some shit rolling here.
That'd be cool. You dropped that Dolly Parton name, and I'm still
That's awesome.
reeling from that a little bit.
Yeah, that's
No,
great.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to be like no.
I know we're not gonna have Dolly Parton on. I just know that, but yeah.
But that's actually my grandma. No, but no, she's cool, man. She's really cool, dude.
That's
like
fun,
she's I met her a couple times at the studio, and it's a good time.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting us come.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming, man. Like I said, come anytime.
We're gonna put all your socials and your Snapchat and all that.
Yeah. So what is that shit in Japanese over there? They call that Zambuki. I want to try it.
What is it?
That shit over there in
This
Japanese.
chair feels like it's ready to go.
Before we close this out, I
What the
think
hell
we
is
should.
it?
Hey, grab that jar of moonshine.
Oh
Is that-
God, no!
What is that? Zambuki?
Grab the jar of moonshine,
Oh,
bro.
that's white lightning.
This
right
is
there.
actually look. Hey,
Shake that
That's
motherfucker.
gross. What's that supposed to mean? There's bubbles. I don't know, man.
Damn.
It's got soap in it.
this is actually
Dish
Dawn.
Yeah, diluted in water.
Well, that's gonna
I ain't
taste
taking a
like
drink of that.
dirty water yeast.
Hey, this is actually from a certain someone. If you want to connect the dots, I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say names. If you want to connect the dots, this came from Virginia.
They have a TV show?
This came from they do not have a TV show.
Yeah.
No.
This came from Virginia from a really close buddy of mine who I may or may not be working on music with. But
Oh.
Damn, now you're hazardous.
I can smell that from here. I'm not a whiskey person
we all
or a
have to have
moonshine.
sip.
That's gross.
Hey, do it for the bomb.
I can't.
Watch.
We got to drive anyway.
Let me show you something.
I can already smell it. I can't do it. I appreciate it though.
Let's smell it.
His
Austin
brother
will
made
drink
it
that whole
one
dang
time,
thing.
and it was so
It'll
disgusting.
light on fire.
Let me show you
Uh-oh.
something.
We're about to have a problem here.
Why?
We have to blow this place up.
Watch. Oh, fuck. Like that lighter.
Is that my lighter? Out of the car?
It looks like it.
It doesn't run off. I'm fast enough. There it is. Yeah, there it was. There it was.
This whole place is going up in flames.
Yep.
There it is.
Guy's fire's hot.
I don't know if you knew
Wait,
that.
no, it's clear blue.
It's
That's how you know.
You want a shot of this?
No, I gotta drive
Sure.
up.
Are you
I'm a lightweight. That thing can get me drunk, so.
No, it's
I'll just puke.
I'm good. I
That's
appreciate
probably
it.
what I'll do.
Appreciate it.
I can do tequila shots, and that's it.
Especially if he did that.
I've never seen him.
You boys want a shot?
I've never seen him react to alcohol before.
It's,
So
That's a reactor.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
because when it catches on fire,
You can't see it.
clear blue.
Yeah.
But if it's
it was probably on fire, but when you were like, "I this
well, that was my dumb ass fault. But the second time, like, what the clear blue? If it's any other color, don't drink it.
Right.
Should make you go blind.